Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to a random tarot card reading that we're doing for you. By random, what I mean is that we're going to do this tarot card reading by letting these cards talk about whatever they want to talk about. Quite frankly, I've already done your entire month of April on my TikTok, so I figured I would put a random reading together, but we're doing it through the lens of Greek mythology. So we will talk about different Greek mythological characters and see how their stories could help benefit your life. You have a really fascinating spread here, by the way. I haven't even finished reading it, and we've got the God of War. We've got Lamia, which is insanity and vengeance. We've got victory and success amongst all of this wild energy. Holy. Thanatos is here. Let's get one more. Oh, and Pandora. My gosh. Okay, all right. We're going to have to lay these out story by story because you have some kind of success coming, but boy, is this ever a story that's explosive to get you there. Let's start off by looking at these middle cards at the heart of your reading. First and foremost, we have Eos, which in Greek mythology, this is the dawn goddess. This is the dawn goddess, a fascinating energy indeed. She is about new cycles because she represents the dawn. I always find it really fascinating, though, that when we branch out of out of Greek mythology and into a Judeo-Christian concept, that the dawn goddess, Did I just say that? The dawn goddess. The dawn goddess is often swept under the rug. You don't hear about a goddess of the dawn. What you hear about is the son of the dawn. The son of the dawn being a character that you find in, the Old Testament referring to Lucifer. And technically speaking, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we've got Thanatos here, which is about endings, deaths, defeats, and the god of war, which a lot of times gets connected to a very dark kind of energy of difficulties, Luciferian type of energy. Now, you didn't get a card specifically of that. We're talking about Greek mythology here. But may I remind you that just like in Judeo-Christian concepts, that there was a son of the dawn, in these traditions, in Greek mythology, Eos, the dawn goddess, she also had certain sons as well. And because of this, she is often connected to family circumstances, new cycles within the family. Thinking about it as well in Greek mythology, there's a whole heck of a lot of family that can come out of this, like the story of Pandora, which if you don't know, she is the first female ever to be created, the most beautiful female in existence. She opened a box, and the box spilled out the evil in the world. Ares is a god with many brothers, many family relations, I'm sure, as you know, everybody in relation connected to Zeus and Poseidon. So there's a lot of family energy in this reading. And so I feel like there may be a new cycle, like this dawn goddess here, that is being integrated for you in a family dynamic. Let's talk about Lamia for a second, because in her story, Hera, I believe it's Hera or Athena, I think it's Hera, cursed her and ultimately cursed her to lose her children because of a situation that was going on between her and, I believe it was Zeus, because Zeus is always the one who's getting involved with female energies and having many lovers, and Lamia was one such character. Well, when the partner of Zeus found out about Lamia, who, by the way, was originally known as the Queen of Libya, she was a deity, but a goddess, and enthroned at that time, she loses her children. And the loss of her children, she suffers with so much, which is why she has the energy connected to her of insanity and vengeance. She loses her children and suffers so much with a loss of childhood. Either her childhood, you could say, in connection to your life. Maybe there was a loss of childhood in your life. Or if there was actual family difficulties that you have had growing up. In any case, Lamia was permitted by Zeus to be able to remove or scratch out her eyes so that she didn't have to have any of the nightmares and perceive these nightmares and these difficulties from childhood or from childbearing. So again, we have obsessive, overthinking qualities. Overthinking qualities come across with the Lamia card. On the other side of this new cycle for you, again, it seems difficult because Aries is here and there are good qualities that come with him, but in this particular deck, he is connected to masculine energies of dominance, unpredictability, brutality, power struggles that occur. And so I think that perhaps for some of you, there could be power struggles within your family system. Because again, this whole reading is talking about family difficulties, the overthinking and the insanity that comes with these family structures, and the new cycles that you're going to have to go through regarding these family cycles. But I also think, as much as we have the specific word here of new cycle, I think this is a cycle you may have tried to put a finale to a couple of times, because Thanatos, being connected to transformation and death and the end of things, he's in the reversal. So the ending of a situation did not occur effectively. And you know why I think it is? I think it might be Pandora's box. Again, this is a card, on this card, it doesn't actually talk about Pandora's box. It's just that most people know about the story of Pandora's box. But on this card, it is about lineage and motherhood and that kind of aspect again. But if we take it from that story of, instead of just family situations, which yes, it's talking about here, and we really do look at the story of the box, we can kind of look at it like somebody who opened up a box they shouldn't have, and it caused this recurring cycle here. Like somebody spoke of something, or maybe had said something, did something perhaps in a battle dynamic or a power imbalance dynamic. Or perhaps the power imbalance or power dynamic caused a loss. But whatever it is, it feels like someone opened up a can of worms. A can of, I almost want to say a can of whoop ass or a can of worms in the family, and the box never got shut. Now, what's unique about this is Nike is here, which means success is coming. Accomplishment is coming, though. So it's not just when it's accomplishment connected to her card, as we can see here, it isn't just like you complete something and that's it. It's a dynamic of recognition for the accomplishment, which I really like. And that makes me want to pull out my next deck. This deck here, this is called the Beast Soul Tarot deck. Let's see what advice we can get about getting closer to this accomplishment here, using an animal deck instead of Greek mythology. What is the advice? First and foremost, courage. You need to reclaim your hidden power within. Courage and self-control are the name of this. Not talking yourself out of things. Being courageous is step one to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. If you've been thinking of doing something or going somewhere or changing some avenue of your life, but you know that there are excessive steps or some amount of steps that you have to take that you feel like might be out of your range, get those thoughts out of your mind and get her done, because you have success in those things. You have to reclaim that power within you. The power is there. You can get it done. Like driving up a hill. It may look like a big hill, but you can drive it. And then we have the Cunning Fox. See, again, this is about discovering about you, reclaiming you, man. There is something you need to be doing that you already do really good. I also think it's interesting that this card is about persistence. And when I match those two together, it feels like persistence in courage, removing those doubts that you have. If you're trying to be, whatever, if you're trying to write a book in life, if you're trying to, deal with dance in your life, if you're trying to move somewhere, you have this idea of something that you want to do, but it perhaps was blocked by your family. And so you need to reclaim yourself separate from your family, essentially, or the belief systems and perspectives that you have built up about what you're capable of, because your family is ingraining you into some kind of belief system. It's almost like maybe your family has limited you and you always believe that you're kind of just needing to do a certain thing because you're at the limits of your family. Meanwhile, you have this independent capability within yourself You just need to reach in for it, dig it out, and act upon it. I also want to say I'm sorry for my children being excessive throughout this entire reading. If you have heard it in the background, just as much as it might be driving you nuts, it's driving me a little bit nuts. But if it's not driving you nuts, then cool, I'm the only one. Let's get one more card out here for you guys, and then I will wrap it up with this. I think, see, release your fear and your hurting heart. I think if you do this, you'll find peace. I don't think you can find peace in the limitations that other people might have been giving you. I think there's something within you that wants to come out, a version of you that you want to be, and that version will bring you peace, but you have to be courageous enough to go get it. And again, you have victory. You have success with this. The wheel of fortune is there to turn in your favor, but you have to get up and spin the wheel of life. You can't just stand back looking at the wheel. You actively have to do it. So I will leave you off with this. And many blessings to you on your future victory, your future success, these accomplishments that you're going to be doing that will help you to put an end to the limitations that you might have had within a family dynamic. All right, talk to you later, guys, and ciao for now.